Tonight, definitely this topic in here, which I find very difficult to research actually, and really difficult to break it down. But of course, with SMARTRobie, things are so much easier. It's like a pocket Bloomberg. Now, those of you who have not used SMARTRobie, or you've been introduced by your friends, or this is your first time, then do download SMARTRobie and type one there. I really appreciate that, and also do share this in here. So rubber glove. Where do we go next? After rubber glove, we go to Plantation. And the 4 stocks we talk about it here are relatively been chosen where we go into depth. We find it that these are quite reasonable, and I think some of you can take those positions. Now, of course, a show of hands, those of you who are listening, how many of you have any of these shares? FGV, THS Resources, Taan, or RSawit? Just type it in there. I want to know at least you have or don't have. Or if you don't have this, but you have other plantation stock, which are the more boring one, like Kim Long, or the United Plantation, or some Derby Plantation, do type that into. So at least I do know some of the reader has this share or not. Okay, do type it in there. All right, some of you got TSH, okay, Pharma, Bio, Alpha, Plantation today. Today's Plantation, not Pharma Niaga, okay? not the healthcare yet, okay? Okay, TDM, okay, good. All right. I know maybe we'll do the pharmaceutical next week, but the pharmaceutical one, how do I say? It's one time off. Okay, but we keep that for another session in here. Okay, Boston Plantation. Okay, good. So y'all keen in there, Taan, Frederick. All right. So those are okay. Silping, okay, not the visual can see, right? So make sure the thing is okay. So let's move on to RSawit, SOP Sarawak Oil Plantation, FGV, okay, Kim Long. I want some of my clients got Kim Long. Liquidity is the thing. So we've chosen this 4 to look at it. Of course, you can also do very similar research using the SMARTRobie, and we'll also do the same thing. Okay, Jaya Tiasa. All right, thank you. Okay, anything else? Okay, CCM. CCM is not Plantation, huh? Am I correct? Chic. All right. So okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, good. We pretty got a good balance and the people that you have. All right. Okay. Now, also I'm interested to know how many of you are still holding rubber glove counter. If you're still holding rubber glove, just type rubber glove or type the names of the stock that you have. Okay. Because some people may are wondering, I'm holding rubber glove, and suddenly, Martin, I'm holding rubber glove, but why now? We're talking about Plantation. I mean, talking about rubber glove. Now, those of you who are holding rubber glove, please type in rubber glove, so at least I know too in that mind. Okay. All right, just type me now. The video is very blur. Yeah, some people experience that too. Okay. The sound coming okay, right? Live interruption. Yes. I have that too. I think it's the internet that I have, which is quite challenging. Let me just check my internet here. Okay, it's running on 300. Oh, okay. Okay. How's the internet now coming? Is it okay now? Okay. Rubber glove. Some of you still have rubber glove in there, right? I think at night 9:30, my house here got a lot of previews. Hopefully, it will turn out well. The video is not the same as everybody. Same problem. Some people have the video problem. Some don't have. We will try to do what we can, and we kind of go slowly. If the video is not good, just tell me, I'll slow down for you, or maybe if I need to, we will see what we can do with the thing, because the last few nights been pretty good. Morning is okay here. All right. Okay, pharmaceutical. Is pharmaceutical okay? I will do another section for that one. Eventually, I think that will be much better. I think now laggy, it's better. Sounds okay, yes, a bit blur. Okay, and yes, I think people are coming. Some say good. Kedai is clear. Thank you. Okay, sounds okay. Video blur. I think the resolution will clear as the thing goes on better. Okay, sounds very good. Okay, good. All right. Hi, Marina. Okay, good. Okay, let's move on and join. Okay. So let's get started, and don't forget to share. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I will just check some of your comment you guys have, and we will come back. Of course, those of you who are the first time, okay, we have a QR code for you to join part of our 4,000 Telegram followers. Every information we have there free. We talk about news, we talk about techniques, we talk about sectors, we talk about short-term, long-term, everything news we cover in our Telegram chat. If you not, do join that. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which tonight we will also keep a copy of tonight's presentation and upload to the YouTube, so some of you can make reference to things that we talk about. For example, we did talk about Top Glove, which about 4 weeks ago, and we talk about furnitures, and we also talk about revenue. Tonight is definitely Plantation, so we want to just keep rotating, and we have a lot of tutorials, investing tips. I'll try to release one video a week on tutorial, definitely free, very short, because I know many of you don't have too large of a time span, so around 15 to 20 minutes, so just to get you up and running, so that would get you into good speed too. All right. So do subscribe to YouTube if you have not, and you won't be left out, or you just join our Telegram in here. And now, of course, don't forget our SMARTRobie. If you don't have it downloaded, and you do have, do share with your friend and get that free credit. I tell people sometimes you don't need to pay, you know, you can use after the hours, but then again, Premium Alert you might want to think about it, or you share with your friends. When you share with your friends, you get 200 credit too. All right, okay. So and then our new time, do take note, just a short announcement. Our new time, our SMARTRobie show, Money Talk Breakfast Show, is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:15. So tomorrow we're not doing it, but tomorrow night we have another session which is quite good. I will talk about it those on Friday. Tonight will be the evening session, 10:15. So how good was the SMARTRobie? Always people talk about it. Okay, so we list out all the stocks that we talk about in here. This was one of the much better one. You could see a green Pentagon. Let me just bring it up here and kind of show you here. The laser pointer, the green Pentagon, and technology especially. I already mentioned, once you get green Pentagon on the technology or green Pentagon on the Plantation stock, that's the one you want to go in. You can see this one is giving about 26%. I think DuFu also run a lot already. DuFu run a lot in here, and also in the Money Talk, Omisty also run on the 13th of July. Remember, you need to give a bit of time. This actually was last week, just about maybe 6. Then we got the bonus Versatile 22%. No doubt Versatile turn, but it's okay. I think it's run. And also Kelly finally run today. Now this is also important, the frequency of winning. Okay, I take note of how many picks that we have. Apologize for the bottom one. You can see this one is Kelly. You can use the stock chart. So if you do take note, this is a price gain, right? You can see majority, almost more than 15, more than 15%. There's a 15 frequency, means majority of those that I picked had more than made more than 15% gain. There were only 2 more than 10% loss. There was none between 10 to 15, and then there were more than 15. Then the other one was between -8 or -6% loss. So generally what I'm trying to say, that if there is a stop loss, 10% is maximum if you want to cut loss. Okay, because at this market, the markets boom up, and the whole point, you need to allow the market to run, just like Kelly, right at the bottom there, you could see it didn't move. That's why it's important. I always said before, try to learn to read the chart, then you don't panic lah. When you get into the shares like this, you know how the market will turn. And a lot of time, those of you who don't want to come for a masterclass, no problem, then follow Zach 9:30 every night, and he will go through and explain to you. And if you're ready, you want to subscribe to our package, or if those of you want to take the next level, then just come for the masterclass, which we are doing in August 8 and 9. Okay, so that was pretty much into it. So let's go on to the other story. Meanwhile, that's right, meanwhile, okay, now meanwhile, the KLCI against regional, we are one of the best performer. So you can see right now here, right, you can see here the KLCI is one of the best performer compared to Singapore. Singapore is not even here. Singapore are still down 18. No, what is this? This is Singapore STI. Singapore is still down 18%. This is Thailand is still down. Japan is still down, but Malaysia, yes, Malaysia boleh. That's right, Malaysia boleh can really outperform. And of such, if you look down there, again, I apologize, you can see because of the head. The green one is again KLCI small cap. That's right, the Bursa small cap. You can see this one here is the small cap, and the small cap, if Bursa continue to run, then the small cap will hit. But now a lot of analysts are talking about the bear market. That's right, because of the correction. All in all, is because it cannot break 160. If you check today the chart, 1600 cannot break. So it means it's time the market may do a correction, and that's why this thing comes out. Okay, and also don't forget, a lot of analysts are saying our year end is 1580. That's right, 1580 is our year end, but now it's only July, so we already hit the target already. So what does it mean? Means it will come down lah. That's why it's time to short, isn't it? So how many of you believe that this is time to short or game over? How many of you type that? It's time to short, just type short. Okay, I want to know. If it's time to short, just type short inside there, and it's important to know. Is it true or not? All right. So what do you all think? Let me know. Just time to short. Okay, I want to see that. So this is something that very important when you come to my show every Wednesday night. I have to paint you a picture of what's happening in there, considering the news that we see in Star, considering the news that we see in the Age. We look at the chart, then you're fully informed. And also very important, if you want to learn from us, observe what are the things that we see. All right, I hope I can sort of share how my eyes and my ears and my brain, how we work with our tools, so you can become a better investor and a better trader, absolutely for free. I think that's one of the best things we can always do in here, right? Don't have to really, and if you do use our tools that we have or come for a workshop, it's very simple. We make it easy for you so you can learn, and then eventually you can make money for yourself, and more importantly, have time. Just listen to what we have to present. We keep it short and then go through. All right. So meanwhile in US, now this is just came out tonight. I was kind of surprised when I see Donald Trump, which really hate China, now willing to work with China on the COVID-19. Now, why is that? Can someone tell me why? What do you think is this is the reason? Okay. Now, my little bird of information told me Steve Bannon. How many of you heard of Steve Bannon? Okay, now Steve Bannon was the chap who brought Donald Trump into the White House, and then later on Donald Trump fired him. But his popularity has dropped because of the COVID-19, and Steve Bannon actually advised Donald Trump. He said, look, Donald, if you want to come in and win again, you better listen to me. Okay, I was the person who brought you to have your first term for the president. If you don't, you're going to be kicked out. Biden's going to come in, and when you lose your term, don't forget, there are so many Democrats and the Congress is going to go after you and your family members. Means he's going to go to jail. So right now he's changing his tune 360 degrees. A lot of people, when you listen to CNN, you all don't understand Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a very smart and intelligent man. Do why I say this makes sense? Those of you who think Trump is very smart, just try Trump is smart. He is a businessman, my friend, okay? So now he changed his tune, and he will get a lot of popularity vote. Look, short of saying, I was wrong about COVID-19. Okay, short was wrong, I would say COVID-19. And this is how it's going to be. But why is this important? Because when the news of the vaccine comes in, right, like we see inside here, a lot of stocks will slowly pan out and price. And today I talk about in the breakfast show, those of you who watch me, we are talking a minor correction, which why I bring up the subject of a bear market. We will see correction, but how much correction I really don't know. Right, it all going to depend on the interaction, what Trump is trying to do here. All right, so this is the story. Yeah, I know he's a racist, that's right, but he's smart. But we have to think Donald Trump from the standpoint of business, standpoint of a stock market. No doubt, I agree with you. He's a racist. He doesn't deserve to be there. He's a liar. You can listen to all Donald Trump, whatever is, even the knee say so, right? But we have to see from the perspective how to use this information to benefit us. I think that's more important too. Okay, do not be judgmental in the sense that it impacts with. I always try to tell people, right, if you don't think with your brain, you will get very emotional. Always think with your brain. Do 106 make sense? Okay. So also, then there is a news of the vaccine which are driving the lower prices. That's why we see lower prices are coming down for Top Glove and so forth. But there was one interesting news after this. And also, but at the same time, WHO is only predict a fully workable vaccine, which for all, which is still a long way to go. Right, so right now there is so-called a kind of tipping point. Are we going to go higher? Are we going to go down because of the vaccine? So this is causing this correction, this time to go bearish on this is what we're seeing in the market right now. Okay, now if you look at what's happening here, also the same time, we talk about the vaccine which is coming out on COVID-19, will be somewhere earliest will be next year. Definitely next year. And right now, US has 142,000 deaths. You can see at here, yep, 142,000 deaths in here, almost hitting 4 million. So he finally realized, Trump said, what's going to save me is that I go out, I turn it around, and when COVID come back in, he can still make it. He can still win, especially all those bordering states in the Midwest, right? They definitely lose out on those major states like in New York. Cannot win. Very hard for him to win. All right. So because of this news of the COVID-19, then there is a group of this analyst you can see where he talks about the fair price of top gloves. This was about 2 days ago, and you can see the revenue really goes up in here. You can see revenue went from quarterly revenue which went to almost 1.7 billion, and the margin usually which is less than 10% now has gone up to about 20.6%. So with that, they actually said, based on Hatalega of PE, which even if you check Robie, it's not really 52. This is forward PE, future one. It's about 110. So the fair price for top gloves is 110. How many think this is true? Okay, how many think that is going to go there? But my experience has shown me every time. Remember back in 2007, where oil prices hit 142, they said oil is going to go 220. Who said that? Goldman Sachs. Show got somebody like now say, wow, top glove can go to 110. Now there were 220, 140, 50%. So use 50%. Top glove hit $21. So this is 110, right? Maximum. Even if you hit $30, a lot of people are talking about $30. Of course, the risk you can read from there. This news is from China, Thailand, Eastern Europe, all those competitors in rubber glove, raw material, and also labor. Labor issue, the US cabinet, which is, Tan Sri Lim say will count him. So you can see the dynamics are really panning out. So that's what's really happening in the market. Right, the COVID-19, the rubber glove, the number of deaths, so they are sort of fighting it out. All right, so this is what's happening in here. So right now in the KLSE, like it or not, the foreign fund continue to sell. Okay, and retailers are making the KLSE go higher as opposed to foreign fund traditionally. Now I've been observing the foreign fund almost for the last 10 years. So the foreign fund usually we available in our TradeVSA package. You can see inside here. But right now, because of the COVID, we can see this big, huge spike of volume hitting out. And in volume spread analysis, that is one of the beauty about TradeVSA, which Tom and my Sifu, Bill Wilmine, taught me. Be careful of volume. That's right. Now, every time when you see ultra high volume, which we do see now, 12.5 billion. And also don't forget, last Friday, we have a trading hop at 3:30 Bursa. First time in Bursa history, I think almost 36 years or whatever, more than that. It stopped. Cannot switch back in there. Only only Monday counting back already. They offer explanation, but short of a better explanation, they say too much volume, 12.5 billion. Right? So every time when you hit high volume, do be careful in here. Now, this is, I usually talk about this, very important. So you notice a foreign fund, usually it's on the left hand side here, it's about 200 million. You see 200 million foreign fund selling, and we did have a fund earlier on. You can see a market goes up in here, hit 1610, short of 1618, which is the old high, and then now foreign funds are leaving. Okay, so you can see foreign funds are leaving and also driving that price down, which is averaging about minus 200 million. Just remember that one. I always talk about the minus 200 foreign fund. They are living in right now in here, so you can see that one. Okay. So this is the story, which is, what's really happening in here. Now, our TradeVSA, which is a Pentagon guy, which is actually developed by our company in here. Right now, as I said before, we are at 1586, which is today we are down 9 points, and we could not hold above the 1600 level in here. Very important. The Pentagon red was sell was correct, green, and the red Pentagon again in the KLSE, you can also get it from the SMARTRobie. It's actually selling. So, however, the good news is we are already out. We are beginning of a bull run, but again, corrections are normal. How bad is the corrections? We will have to see. I don't think, remember, the vaccine is not here. It's just that they are reacting in here, but we are short of about 1% from the old high in December, which is 1618. The red Pentagon is in there. No doubt trend is still up. There may be a side correction, but it could pause. So we don't know, right? Definitely, I would like to see another green Pentagon coming in there. Then the market is ready to move higher in there. All right. Okay, good. Okay, let's move on. So that is why the bear is here. How do you think that the bear would come? Okay, now that's why it's important to do chart reading. All right, learn to do chart reading and join the Telegram group. All right, learn to read the volume. I always tell people, learn to read the volume. Anything else is it's crazy. You know, you can take the news, but learn to read the volume, or continue to follow us and watch all our program and get those free information that will really help you to read the market. All right, now also in the US era in here, Donald Trump was working in here, so we can see there was a buy. Actually, I bought a fair bit. I bought some Apple at 370. I bought some technology stocks for my client and for myself too. At that time, there was a pullback, because I do think, like it or not, my next two slides will tell you my personal reason of why US market. And you tell me what you think. Is that okay? Is that okay? You tell me what you think. So if you think it's okay, just type in one inside. Oh, hi Abel, good of you to join. Get Savvy to join too, Abel. Okay, go. So you can see right now in here, the market is actually trying to move higher in here. Important one. This is something that I've analyzed today. I'm going to share with you. Is the US election 3rd of November 2020. That is the question for the year. Now we have Trump versus Biden in here. Who is better? Please tell me who will win. All right, can you type it in there? Who will win? All right, because there is a lot of people telling, and I want to clear this out, this misnomer. If Trump wins, stock market fly. But how do Trump win? Like I said earlier, because of Steve Bannon coming in there, he has 3 books against him. You got the Mary Trump, then you got the John Bolton book, and then the wife Melania Trump is going to write another book too, right? Because he wanted to protect the son, the Baron. So who do you think will win? Right? Trump wins, stock market fly. Trump loses, stock market collapse. So that is a real concern, and many of our members and those of you who are listening tell me, Martin, how apa macam so some people say Trump will win, okay, some people say Trump won't win. So again, looking at it now, let's look at history. Okay, if you apologize again if you can't see it, right? The arrow by is pointing down. What is simply look at it is the Democrat versus the Republican. Okay, now the Republican are the one in red, okay, the Democrat is the one in blue. So like it or not, a lot of people say Trump is a Republican. He's a businessman. He will move the economy. The stock market will goes up. But on reality, on paper, just like Liverpool versus Manchester City, how many times they fight? A lot of people argue lah. Manchester will beat Liverpool, or Liverpool will beat Arsenal, those things, right? Again, we look at statistic. Okay, so if you look at statistic, you can see here who's the winner. Democrat is actually a winner, right? Democrat is a winner. So in every Democrat, now this is going back to Clinton, Truman, Johnson, right? We miss out. We miss out Obama versus Trump. Okay, but I'm going to share with you the next slide. So here is a big hoo-ha. So the people say, now going forward in November, if Trump loses, walao die la like that. So you're going to get a bear market collapse. Not true. This is a point. So the next slide is going to show you the Dow Jones 2009 to 2020. Now during Obama time, January 2009 to 2017, he had a 2-year term. The stock market moved up by 109%. I'm sure many of you don't know this, so this is a critical information to evaluate whether your portfolio you want to add on. Now remember, our portfolio in our fixed deposit currently is very small. It's less than 2%. So you need to do the right thing to invest. And I hope the information presented to you, you can make that information. So if you look at it, Obama was 109%, the Dow Jones move, okay? Now during Trump's time, okay, Trump's time is 52% only. He said that he performed better than Obama, right? So if you look from a chart wise, he didn't. Of course, one is 8 years because Obama got 2 terms, right? So Trump is going to tell me, give me as a President Trump again another 4 years this November, okay, 2020. That's what November 2020. So what we're going to do on November 2020, we have a live as we watch together, right? Oh, that's going to be interesting. And I will show you how I beat Obama on his 109% gain, isn't it? Right? What do you think? All right. But my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, regardless who win, right? US market will go higher after November. Why? We are beginning of a new run. Because evidently has shown that overall, a Democrat candidate like President Biden usually do well in this case of Obama versus Trump. Now, if you go back to the last slide, the Democrat, which is the blue one, which is Biden, and also Obama, versus the Republican, which is Trump, and before that was President Bush, before that was Ronald Reagan. You know Ronald Reagan, the actor, right? So they always claim they do better. Just like we all know Trump, right? Simply claim here and claim there, isn't it? But we know all them a bunch of lies. Correct not? So this is a good thought to have. And I want to present it to you. Whoever wins, stock market is likely, I don't say for sure, it's likely to go up. What do you think? Type it in there. Okay. Do you think the stock market will go higher? Because according to Jeremy Siegel, which is a Harvard institutional investor, the market will win 30,000. It will hit 30,000. Okay, Dow Jones is about 26,000 now when the vaccine is found and is distributed. And I truly believe that too. So going forward, whoever wins, right? Type it in there. If you think whoever wins, the market is going to go higher. So keep to this thought, because right now is July. Okay, it's July. You got August, September, October, November. Right, so there will be some correction in between, and then November comes, we're going to get this. But knowing this fact, at least for the next 4 months, you will know whoever wins is going to go up. So this is my gift to you, so at least you know this fact. So that's why, as an investor, as a retail trader, those of you who, I know some of our members in here, and something that we teach in our masterclass, we will cover the US market in here. This is definitely dividend. That is why I'm beginning to buy a lot more for the US market, for my clients, and also for myself too. And also I'll talk about the currency inside there. What do you think this makes sense to? One phone out. JB is clear. Good. Okay. Yeah, S&P 530K easily. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. All right. So let's move on to the next slide. Martin, when are you going to talk about RSawit? Right, I talk a lot about US, but again, I hope those information are well. So let's look at the 4 CEO here. Okay, we got Azhar Abdullah Hamid, and those are the 4 companies, FGV, RSawit, Ta'an, and THS Resources. Okay, now if you look at this, we have Tiong Cheong Ong, which is basically, which I'm going to go on to. Then you have Dr. Kevin, the very flamboyant one. He always wear red color, turquoise color jacket and pants one. Normally, sometimes you see that, and that's the one with the cool haircut, the one with the glasses, with the mustache one. That is Dato Kevin Tan Ek Peng and his brother. They're both running TSH Resources. Okay, then you have Dato Amal Abdullah Hamid. Okay, Hamid, I apologize, you cannot see that one in there, but these are the 4 CEO. So usually when you buy any company, especially some of you who are investors for the first time, you really want to know what you're buying. So it's also good to know those CEO. Because there was something I came across today on Facebook, a lot of those ads, like people from Singapore coming and they're telling you, come to listen to my seminar. I will teach you to make you fantastically rich. You look at their face, you see, ayo, this one already got problem with it. I hope my face is an honest face, right? Yes or no? If my face is an honest face, give me a thumbs up, okay? Because I want to present the fact to you. Don't look so much at how I present, but look at the facts. That's important, right? And I hope that you're able to build a trust on our products and our services, and also on live FB too, right? Okay, so let's move on to this in here. Now on FGV, let's look at FGV. We have the Azhar Abdul Hamid. Now I went through the annual report, almost 300 pages. Okay, a lot of things they say, but bottom line is they cannot make money. Okay, so you look here. They were number 1 in sugar, of course Robert Kwok sold it to them, isn't it? Because government came in, it was under Syed Mokhtar, then they said Syed Mokhtar, they sort of forced Robert Kwok. Robert Kwok said, never mind, I sell it to you, sell it at the higher prices, you may do something else. And they were number 1, even now they control sugar, they control palm oil, so many problems, so FGV cannot handle. There's a whole list of story, alright? But no point dwelling on the negative. Most important is, if negative news can make money, good. If cannot make money, just ignore lah. There are so many horses out there, isn't it? Why we have to buy these horses? But tonight, the charts may present it. Because many of you, just now those of you who type in there, oh, I got FGV too. So let me help you to see whether you want to hold FGV. Okay, so you look here, there are lots of a lot of facts, economic. They have sustainable palm oil over there. We will talk about sustainable palm oil later on. Then they talk about the MT, okay, edible oils and so forth. So you can read all those information. But I just want to bring out the facts is, now if you look at this is in the annual report 2009. The first thing they talk about is remuneration. What is remuneration? Salary adjustment, right? Can you imagine you have a staff every year come to you before he can tell you how well he do. He say, boss, I want raise can. But you're the owner, you're the boss. You say, but you didn't even perform. How come you keep asking? So what they're saying, look, these directors are going back to the shareholder to ask for pay rise, and that's what happening. So you look at the pay rise, apart they're asking CEO or government year 1.5 to 1.6 million, so and so forth, right? Wow, this is the big highlight. No, all salary only they want. But if you look at there, okay, now you can't see it. This was 2009 on their annual report. But since 2008, they already lost making. If you're loss making, you go in, you get a reasonable pay. Why not? Well, this one loss making, everybody is like getting a bit of the company. Not so good if you're a shareholder, correct? No. Loss making since 2008. Apologize again, you can't see it, but you'll see the next chart, you will see, right? In here, so you know like FGV. What do you think? What do I say? This makes sense a lot. When I look at the company, first thing I know, how much are they paying themselves? Correct. What do you think? Do I say this makes sense? How much are they paying themselves? So this is a real concern in here, right? Trump. So that is the first company we look at, FG. Now let's look at the second one, which is Taan. Now Taan, the main owner, Taan, no, sorry, not Taan. Rimbawan Sawit, RSawit. Rimbawan Sawit is actually really owned by no other than one main owner, which is Tan Sri Datuk Tiong Hin King. Okay, now he also owned Chinese media, Singchu and Ming Pao. You know, the Chinese media one also didn't do so well at all in here. He's almost 56% owner in there. All right, so and the family and the son and the sort of the whole relative of the Tiong family all pretty much own this Rimbawan Hijau or RSawit in here. So the first thing you take note. Again, slightly better than FGV right? If you notice, annually the company back here you can see 335 million, 285. Right now it's about 80 million, but they were loss making since 2008. They lost less. All right. Now Rimbawan Hijau, whether they're well managed or not, any company that's losing money in this time frame, to me it's quite bad. You can see they drop in the revenue in there, and yet the same thing they were brought out. All right, salary. Again, cash balance. They are only doing how much million here? They are doing something like 285 million sales because of loss making. You look at the cash on hand, they only have 4 million cash in, which is not a lot. I know some of my clients have more cash than that. You know, to me that's a alarm bell. Ring, 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 ring. You know, and but one thing positive coming up from here is the improvement of the revenue. So you can see while if they improve on their revenue, you see the stock price uptick. So this does tell you Rimbawan Hijau is actually a trading share, right? Again, going back to the balances and short-term benefit, the staff costs, using too much money. Here you can see they have 3 million cash and they pay out about 4 million to all the directors. The son is also one of them lah. I mean, nothing against them because, you know, but you are accountable to shareholder. How many of you have RSawit? If you have RSawit there, type it in there, okay? If you have RSawit, type it in there, RSawit. And you can see, first thing, because many of you, like it or not, don't want to read chart, don't want to come for any courses. Yeah, I want to buy or not. Definitely, RSawit is not one of those you can think here. Now let's move on to stock number 3, the handsome guy, the most handsome guy, the most young and dynamic. It was the highest profit growth company. There was a couple of years ago, highest performing stocks, TAS Resources, but then again, he has flattened down over the years. Okay, so next we shift over to Taan. Right, we can see Taan has a combination. Taan is only 50%. It's on palm oil, more well diversified. They have forests. They've always been a forest, so they actually went over to palm oil. If you look in terms of the post-COVID, my best bet is Taan. Okay, and you can see they are still profitable. No doubt they also, just like the other 4 companies, all suffer declining revenue, but the margins also suffer, but they did not go into loss. They still make 10 million there. All right. Now let's move on. Now, after having said that, let's look at some of the reason behind palm oil, why it is so attractive. Because if you know the player, how well they played, we have to look at the condition, the football field. Especially, let's look at football field. The player today say, "Yo, my leg cramp, I cannot kick the ball. I'm a striker, you know. I cannot hit the ball properly. I haven't been scoring goal. But why are you still getting $10 million a season, right? Those are you footballer, right? That's the question you have to ask. And that's the same thing. So right now, we will examine the football pitch. We examine the fans. And why does every company in Malaysia, like it or not, so interested in palm oil? Now, of course, I want to ask some of you people, yes, I do have some people, some of you who are listening, how many of you are work in the palm oil business? Now, some of you who are in the palm oil career, just like palm oil business. Okay, so at least I know you're in a palm oil business, because I want to make sure at least you agreed with me what I've said inside, why everyone in Malaysia is so interested in palm oil. We live in the country. I mean, if you just drive out from KLCC, palm oil all the way to Johor. Yes. Last time you used to have at least rubber when I was young. Now no more palm oil. Why is that? Okay. Why is that? Because someone's spending also in here. Okay. So I see this one. Oh, so I'm getting very popular. People come to my place and spend me. All right. Let's move on. Now, why is that? Now, I'm going to show you a picture of this. What is this now? This is a goose and a golden egg. That's right. Now, why palm oil is so attractive? It's really the same thing. When you plant one palm oil, it will lay eggs. Of course, maybe not golden egg lah, but maybe bronze egg. Okay. Now, this is why it's so attractive. The palm oil you planted, after 30 months, less than 3 years, it will start to fruit and become productive for at least, let me just bring this over. So you can see, okay, it is attractive for at least 20 to 30 years, ensuring consistent supply of oil. So you see my point now. So why I know this? Because when I was a fund manager, one of my colleague, he tells me he goes back to Johor every weekend. I said, what do you do? I'm planting palm oil. At that time, palm oil was about $3,000 in there. Now, don't forget, the next slide I'll share with you what is the average cost of the palm oil. So why palm oil is so attractive is because of this reason. It is a golden duck, golden goose that lay eggs. Maybe not golden eggs, or maybe bronze eggs, right? Or silver egg. And that's what's really happening here. Okay. So this is why we see in here. So also the attractive of palm oil business is that once you have the land, and land is cheap in Sabah and Sarawak and Indonesia, right? You cultivate, then make sure your milling process are nearby, and then learn how to treat the waste. Now a lot of people who treated the waste, the byproduct, they make it into something burnable, like a charcoal, and they sell it back to the, I know one of them used to do it, I can't remember the name. They sell it back to Tenaga for what we call the fuel to burn the power generation inside there. So this is the whole process, a very simple process, figuring it out else to harvest the eggs inside here. Now also very important is to understand the dynamics, the palm oil versus the soybean oil and also the crude oil. Now we all know palm oil is used in biodiesel. So you can see here, is there a correlation between palm oil, crude oil and soybean oil? What do you think? If there is one, just type yes, got relationship. Okay. So this is where we see the palm oil. The palm oil is in the red color. Okay, so red color, you can see here, this is the red color. So all of them, they all follow the blue line. The blue line is the crude oil. Right now, crude oil is $42. I think it dropped slightly in here. Palm oil hits 2,600. It is trying to test for 2,700. That's right. It's trying to test 2,700 in there. And of course, soybean oil will also follow. That's why it's kind of a substitute. You know, in Malaysia, we take a lot of palm oil. Maybe not you, but there are some people taking palm oil. There's also green oil. So because of the ingredient, remember I talked about B30 in the past and B20. So I'm not going to repeat it, but basically what it says is that some of the palm oil components are used to make biodiesel. B30 means 30 parts is palm oil, 70 parts are petroleum. So biodiesel is used. So more palm oil. Malaysia is just doing B20 in it. So if more are used for B30, then it will be much, much better in here. So there is a type to the crude oil. So what it means, if crude oil goes up, palm oil goes up. Okay, crude oil go up, palm oil go up. Now this is the part why it gets so interesting. Now remember we talked about the golden goose who laid the egg. Your cost, right? I think the most upside one maybe $2,000. So if you can sell at 2006, your cost is 2,000 because average very efficient cost about 1,400 to 1,500. The highest been 1,000. Let's say yours is like cha-cha a bit 2,000 to 2,200. You still make 600 ringgit per ton out there. You still can make money, right? And you only plant one time only, that's all right? So that's why it makes it so attractive that every company get cheap land and plant, and that's why you have this huge palm oil outside of KL. The only thing you need to worry about is labor. So if you're the owner of palm oil, you need to hire some Bangla worker, okay, to go and cut, else no one's going to cut. This process hasn't been automated yet and it's labor intensive, because if you don't cut the palm oil, I remember my dad used to own a small palm oil when I was small, and then later on when I was 5 or 6 years old, he sold it. Same problem. They could not find Bangla to cut it. So I was never in the palm oil, but at least I realized that. So tonight you will understand why palm oil is attractive, but the big issue is also the labor. Now let's look at the palm oil relation to the crude oil and the biodiesel, right? Why oil prices went up to 147 that you see here, right? And then crash back down in here. This was because of the American shale boom. So all in all, ignore the past first. But right now we are this 40. This one is recently went down to below 30 lah. At one time we went to negative, isn't it? So what I'm trying to say, all right now is at the lowest point because of electric vehicle car, because cars are more efficient, and you see Teslas, right? Tesla has shot up a lot. But with the post-COVID coming out, there will be a resurgence going back to crude oil, and a lot of analysts are predicting around $45 to $50. If you can get up to $45 and stay above there, I tell you, palm oil prices are moving, and that's why we are seeing palm oil right now around 2,600, and you have a lot of breaking in RSawit, we have Ta'an, we have FGV, and also we have THS, and that's the reason why we're seeing that, because by the time this thing hits 2,700, crude oil hit $45, all these fellas will run, and that's why we're seeing the base building up inside there. So what do you think? Tell me, what do you think? Will the crude oil go higher after COVID-19? Yes or no? Right? This is important in here, right? So let's go on to here. Now, the palm oil biggest buyer from Malaysia are India, China, and EU, okay? So about 75% in here, 4.4 million metric ton. They have actually increased. India has increased, right? China has increased 33%. EU has also increased. This is from FGV annual report, right? And also Malaysia is considered one of the largest, but we are just behind India. You can see in here, the orange one is India seems the biggest buyer, and China. So that's why, remember the last tussle we had to kowtow to India and also China. EU will drop a lot more in here. Now once India started to buy, now India is now having a COVID crisis over there, and also we are benefiting from Indonesia because of the COVID crisis in Indonesia. They are seeing India no doubt is buying less, but once the COVID is over, right, they will buy a bit more in Malaysia, and that's why we see the tick, because the Indians are buying right now. Okay, now also from a government standpoint, in government policy, they find it is important to really focus on this, because this is a good slide from Indonesia which actually talk about why governments like to do all this Felda thing, and because from an Indonesian example, it has lifted a lot of Indonesian out from the poverty, and very similar for the Malaysian. You know, the Felda grower, I think some of our members, especially a friend of mine, right, their father used to be Felda grower. They said they don't want to do the Felda business, a very tough business, right? But the government policies has been able to lift them out. Remember when CPO prices were very high, they all have a big windfall, okay? And like it or not, palm oil is the most efficient compared to all other oil producer for the small hectare, they produce a lot of oil, but it has given a lot of reputation in here, right? And if it talks in terms of global consumption of oil and fat, it will continue to grow less than about 10 to 12% in here. Palm oil is still there. They use it to make cakes, butters, cookies, and all these things because it's still one of the cheapest in there, okay? Yeah, a lot of Malaysians switch to durian, but durian planting very long cycle. That's a problem. I can't remember the year, but someone told me 8 to 9 years old. Palm oil only 30 months. But of course, palm oil prices are down, right? That's why they're trying to get China to buy more. But durian, having said durian, it has its merits. So let's look at some of the other competitors we talk about in here. Palm oil is one of the highest quantity of produced, 32. Then we have the soya bean and the grape seeds. Grape seeds 13 and 19.7 are the others in here. So right now, because the shame building the EU is trying to do, because they're trying to protect their farmers and their grape seeds. So Malaysia is really fighting for the EU law by 2030. Right? They want to phase out all the renewable by 2030. And that's what they, the Malaysians, if you read all the news, they're trying to go. Previously was Theresa Kok, was trying to go to the EU and fight, and then he talked about 1 teaspoon of palm oil a day, palm oil ice cream, We're trying to do that. Okay, I better pick it up because it's almost 10:30. I don't want to keep you guys. So the bad reputation of palm oil has been a lot of forests, has been taken out, deforestation. Even one of the so-called very famous celebrity on the so-called biodiversity, I think Jane Goodall talked about the orangutan. He hiked orangutan. He said, palm oil very bad, deforest, orangutan no place to stay, and so on and so forth. You can see those things inside. But in Malaysia context, a lot of those program, they already censored it. They don't want Malaysian to know that too. So if you go out of Malaysia, you say palm oil, very bad reputation in here. So again, what do you think? Let me know why you think palm oil bad for environmental, especially those of you who are from the palm oil industry over there. I know some of you have key in MFCB power routes. We are not doing stock review tonight. Stock review, Zach will do it on Friday. Tomorrow we have another topic for you in there. So keep in mind, if not, use Robie to help you there. Okay, now palm oil, like it or not, eventually is here to stay. Reason is because 1 ton can produce almost 165 1 ton of palm oil, 0.26 hectare can count already. So other crops need more. Like it or not, in my personal opinion, the EU and the other country couldn't compete with palm oil. So if you can't win them, you just badmouth them. This is a usual sign of a losing. Just like Donald Trump, you just badmouth Biden in here. Palm oil, it's very efficient. It's very good for our country. What makes a lot of Malaysians get them out of poverty. I am in totally for palm oil, like it or not. What do you think? Do you think palm oil is going to save Malaysia ass? I hate to say it. Yes, it's very bad for environment, right? All right. So this is what we see here. So, but the world is growing a huge appetite for palm oil right now. Palm oil has 2 things very positive, which is the biodiesel, which is going on, and also the global consumption of food and oil, edible oil. So there's have these two going, and it continue to go higher. All right. So now if you look at in terms of the comparison, because we have to decide right out the 4 which one we're going to buy, right? You can see right now all of them also same problem, declining revenue, declining margin inside there. But it does look 2 things is positive. Okay, at least here is Taan is positive and THS is positive. So because if it's positive revenue, right, and positive EPS and earning, at least it gets into my favorite right? Now RSawit, like it or not, there's a salary and also the salary inside there. So management not doing so well, get so much pay. Why do we do? I'm sure THS, if I dig a bit deeper, situation is better. At least they are profitable. All right. So let's move on. Now, if you look from a chart wise, they are all very similar. Okay. It's just that one is $1.20 for FGV, one is 32 cents for RSawit, Taan is $2.69, and THS is you can't see it, but I'm going to show you on the next slide in here. So in SMARTRobie, you can click this and you can see that too. Now, next thing you want to do is to align all 4 fundamentals. So you can click on the stock fundamental for that one, right? Then you can see FGV losing because of negative, and you have Taan. Now Taan, don't forget, Taan is 50%. It's on timber, 50% is on palm oil. That's why they're one of the best, at least 4% on return on equity. Whereas TSH, they also go into wood, eco wood. They do some timber also. So they try to diversify out. You're going to be 100% on palm oil. So you can see that is about 2. But Ta'an pay a 3.6% and dividend of 2% from there. So that gets another on my vote. So this is how you can, if you can't decide, put that out in the front, right? Take photo of it and place it and then just do comparison in here. All right, so just want to continue from here. Now, so which one would you like? Okay, so I'm going to get a sip of water here, right? Did you like FGV, RSawit, Ta'an, and THS? So which one do you all like? I like what Ivan said. We will start to suffer from. So which one will I consider? I will give you my pick. Okay? Sure, John. No problem. I'll give you my pick. Okay? But I want you all to key in because I'm teaching you how to think properly. Given the fact that I said 2 company make money only, 2 company lose money one. Which one are the 2? Okay. Can try not? Try please. Ta'an, okay, that's right, Ta'an and THS, that's right, simple. That is the 2 company that I like. Because chart-wise, of course, if you look from a price standpoint, RSawit is only 30 cents, cheap THS is, I think the next one we'll talk about it. Okay, next slide. So here is my verdict. Right, again, you can do all those SMARTRobie other consideration. You can look at the news and see, higher CPO lift DA profit by 20%. That was in May, and then this coming. Look at the next quarter they are produced. Next quarter EPS. Just go to trading plan. You'll see the next quarter for Ta'an. So these are the things, small things I teach you guys how to do it. Absolutely for free. And then you can see SMARTRobie and THS is only 1 ratings. Okay, Ta'an is 2 ratings. The other 2 got nothing. Okay. So out of the this is my pick in here, Ta'an and THS. Now if you look at it, Ta'an has about 13% potential. Of course, you can let it go higher in there. And also THS, which is now at 98 cents, okay, last close 98 cents, has a 14% potential in here. But you compare to RSawit, has higher because cheaper so you get more run out there. But if you just trade purely from chart standpoint, I don't want the fundamental, RSawit is something you want to consider. FGV, unless I really like it, because FGV generate a lot of news. Okay, so there is a window opportunity now as crude oil break higher. Of course, I'm not a crude oil expert. Crude oil can come back down again. We don't know how's that, but I do take note that if the COVID is coming in, the economy is going to reopen. It's just that US, how is it going to handle, right? Now, if US can handle and lower those cases, you can see Dow Jones really going to creep back. A special from our coach using Can Slim. That's right. So we always give you great content in here. Tomorrow will be another technique which is used by a hedge fund, how they make 18,000% return. Okay, it will be live 9:30 same time tomorrow. Catch Arif on Can Slim. Make sure you do that. All right, so plenty of good stuff that we have for you in here. And don't forget the Master Compass free talk series this Saturday. Okay, this Saturday, what are the sectors we're gonna work? We'll start at 2 p.m. then next Saturday at 2 p.m. and then 5th of August too. All right, so those are the ongoing talks on Thursday and one on Saturday. So if I don't see you, I'll see you on Friday morning on the morning breakfast show, if not Saturday. So that's all I have for you. Good night, everybody, and thank you for watching. I really thank you for your time. We finished in 1 hour. Okay, everything. So we have those 2 picks, THS and Ta'an. With that, I see you later. Good night. Bye bye.